Now this illustration deals with determining conductor ampacities and cables when the system's over 1,000 volts. You know, we've mainly looked at 1,000 volts or less up to now. And notice that this is a new article, 311, that deals with cables and conduits with high voltage conductors pull through those raceway systems. And all of the information in these tables used to be in Article 310 at the back of the article. Now, this is one thing that I would like to point out to the users of the NEC. If you're wanting to know if any article has high voltage requirements, go to the back of the article and look at the last part. Say that an article had 4 parts, then the 4th part would deal with high voltage. And that's true just about for everything except in some cases some high voltage rules are in Article 300 that you look at, like 300.37 for high voltage systems above ground, in the ground 300.50. But, you know, not including that article, I believe all your high voltage requirements are in the back of any article, and just kind of keep that in mind. Now notice what we're going to review here is the high voltage conductors and cables. They also could be pulled in raceway systems using one of these tables, and 311.60C as in car, 77 through 86, as you see in the illustration. We would use one of these tables based upon the type of cable, or is the raceway in free air, in the ground, and that kind of thing. Now what we're going to be looking at here is raceways that are in the ground and so forth. Now one thing keep in mind, we're dealing with conductor ampacity here in raceways or cables. But if you want to review components that make up a switchgear or a switchboard and so forth, you would go to Article 490 of the NEC. For an example, if you were using circuit breakers for a high voltage installation or medium voltage over 1,000 volts, you'd look at 490.21A as an apple. If you were using fuses to make up the protection at the service, say, for systems over 1,000 volts, then you'd look at 490.21B as in boy. So all through 490, you have components that are used within switchgear, switchboards, panel boards, and things of that nature. So keep that in mind as you look at these visuals. The other thing I would point out to you also, say you're wanting to look when and how to ground these systems, then just go to the last part of Article 250. If you're wanting to know overcurrent protection in accordance with 240, go to the last part of 240. If it's services, go to the last part of Article 230 that deals with services. If you're dealing with feeders, go to the last part of Article 215 and the part that deals with medium or high voltage systems. So we're looking at Article 311 here, the new article in the 2020 NEC. Now notice, if you were reviewing a cable, it must be at least 36 inches deep or less, according to the code. And if it's in the ground, cables, conduits, the burial depth based upon the voltage level is in table 300.50 that you look at there to review the burial depth based upon voltage. But notice here, 36 inches deep, I could go and review the note to figure 311.60. Now this is the installation to the left, top of the drawing. And notice we have 4 AWG copper conductors The supply voltage is 4160, medium voltage. Detail 7, we have 3 conductors there, as you see. And to determine the ampacity of the conductors, we go to table 311.60C and review the table 85 along with the figure 311.60. Now, these tables and that figure, for example, used to be 310.60. But 310, we have deleted those requirements there for medium voltage and higher voltage and moved them into Article 311. Let me point out one other thing. Article 328 that dealt with medium voltage in the 2017 NEC has been relocated here also in the new Article 311. So you won't find an Article 328 anymore for medium voltage. It'll be in this new Article 311. Then notice selecting the ampacity using the figure 7, showing 3 conductors in parallel, as you see there, in a delta shape. Then notice step 1 and the boxed in information with the title head selecting ampacity. Table 310.60C as in car 85, reviewing detail 7. Number 4 AWG copper conductors are good for 150 amp. If you bury those no deeper than the 36 inches is shown there, then we can pick up that full amps. And that's for copper. And step 2, we're selecting aluminum. And we would review table 311.60C 85 for aluminum, and that number 4 is only good for 120 amps. So using the figure 7 that illustrates the cables and the arrangements they're put in, the burial depth of them, then we would pick up 150 amps for copper, 120 amps for aluminum, using the detail 6 and selecting the table and table shown in step 1 and step 2. And that's what this illustration 8-26 is showing. We're selecting a table that is listed in tables 311.60C 77 through your table 311.60C 86.